everyone. Welcome to Universal English Guide, where learning English is simple, clear, and enjoyable. I'm Sophie.
And I'm Liam. Hello, everyone. We're really happy to have you here today.
It feels like a good day to slow down, talk, and really enjoy some English together. I've got my coffee, the window is open, and everything feels calm.
Same here. Those quiet moments are perfect for learning. No pressure, just listening and getting comfortable with how English sounds in real life.
Exactly. And today, we're talking about something learners ask about all the time. Words that are small, but powerful, and used everywhere.
Yes, two words you hear at work, at home, with neighbors, in stores, and even when you're just being polite.
We're talking about would and could, and how people use them naturally in daily English.
Not in a textbook way, just how they show up in real conversations, real situations, and everyday moments.
Let's start with a simple situation. Imagine you're at home and it's really hot. The fan is across the room.
You're sitting on the couch and someone else is closer to the fan.
You probably wouldn't say, turn on the fan.
Right, that sounds a little strong.
You might say, could you turn on the fan?
Or, would you mind turning on the fan?
Both sound softer, friendlier, and more polite.
And that's one of the biggest reasons people use could and would. They help your English sound gentle, respectful, and natural.
I remember when I first noticed this. I was in line at a coffee shop, and the woman in front of me said, could I get a small latte, please?
She didn't say, I want a latte.
Exactly. Could made it sound polite and calm.
You hear this everywhere, at restaurants, in offices, even between neighbors.
Like when your neighbor parks a little too close to your driveway.
Instead of saying, move your car, you might say, could you move your car a little?
Or, would it be okay if you moved your car?
Same situation, very different feeling.
Now let's talk about daily routines. Imagine it's the evening and you're tired after work.
You're talking to someone at home about dinner.
You might say, I would like something simple tonight.
That sounds calm and thoughtful.
If you say, I want something simple, it's not wrong, but it feels stronger.
Would often adds that softer tone, especially when talking about preferences.
I hear this a lot with plans, too. Like, I would rather stay home tonight.
Yes, that's very natural. It sounds reflective, not demanding.
Now let's look at could in a different way. Think about ability or possibility in daily life.
For example, your friend is moving to a new apartment.
You might say, I could help you this weekend.
You're not promising 100%, but you're saying it's possible.
That flexibility is important. Could leaves space.
I hear learners say, I will help you, even when they're not sure.
And that can create pressure.
I could help sounds more honest and relaxed.
Let's pause for a moment and gently look at something important.
When people use would and could, they're not often talking about the past.
They're talking about now, about feelings, choices, and polite requests.
This is a common mistake. Learners think these words are only about time,
But in daily English, they're really about tone.
about how something sounds to the other person.
So when you say, could you open the window, you're being polite, not unsure.
And when you say, I would prefer the window open, you're expressing a gentle preference.
Okay, let's keep going.
Imagine you're in an elevator with a neighbor.
It's quiet, and the elevator stops on the wrong floor.
You might say, could this be the wrong floor?
That sounds calm and non-accusing.
If you say, this is the wrong floor, it sounds stronger.
Small words, big difference.
Now let's talk about suggestions. This is where could shows up a lot.
Like when a friend feels tired all the time.
You might say, you could try going to bed earlier.
You're not telling them what to do.
You're offering an idea.
That's why could feels supportive.
I use this at work all the time. We could talk about this tomorrow.
That sounds cooperative, not controlling.
Now, think about would in conversations with service workers.
At a store, you might say, I would like to return this item.
Very polite, very common.
Or on the phone, I would like some information, please.
This is everyday English in the US.
Let's share a quick mini dialogue.
Okay,
Imagine I'm your neighbor.
all right.
Hi, Liam. Could you hold this package for me tomorrow?
Sure, I could do that.
That sounds friendly and easy.
If I said, yes, I will do that, it sounds more serious.
Exactly. Could keeps it light.
Another common situation, cleaning.
Ah, yes, everyone's favorite topic.
Someone might say, would you help me clean the garage this weekend?
That feels like a request, not an order.
And you might answer, I could help for a few hours.
Natural, honest, and polite.
Before we finish, let's talk about confidence.
Some learners avoid would and could because they feel unsure.
But using them actually makes your English sound more confident and socially aware.
You sound like you understand how people really communicate.
And that's the goal.
So today we explored would and could through daily life.
Requests, preferences, suggestions, and gentle communication.
Not rules, just real usage.
Listen for these words today, on the street, at work, at home.
And try using them in your own sentences.
If you enjoyed this lesson, please like the video.
Subscribe to Universal English Guide for more natural English conversations.
And leave a comment in English. Tell us where you hear would or could today.
Thanks for learning with us.
See you next time.